no, it was such a terrible childhood. I was abused constantly by my mother, and we were so poor.
How poor were you?
We were so poor, my mom made pancakes out of dry lint.
Really? She made pancakes out of dry lint?
Yeah, why do you suppose your name is written on the ceiling? Gotcha, haha. Some people believe anything.
No further questions. I find a witness in contempt of court. That will be $50 added onto your court costs. In addition, if you make any more false statements, you will be charged with perjury. Would the prosecution like to cross-examine you?
You bet. Yes, Your Honor. Jack, on December 21st, you were climbing down the vine escaping the castle. Is that correct?
Yup.
You have stated in the decision that you were running for your life. Is that correct?
Yup. Say, I've got to go to the little boy's room. You all wait here a moment, I'll be right back.
Your Honor.
Sit down. We'd like you to answer the questions and then you may be excused. Is that all right?
Okie dokie.
Was it difficult for you to climb down the vine?
Yeah, it was. You ever tried it? And I was the quarterback on my Pee Wee football team. Of course, I'm a little out of shape.
Just answer the questions.
Yeah, it was hard.
Did you feel you were in danger of your life?
No doubt about it, boy.
You were absolutely running for your life.
Yep, absolutely, positively.
Then why didn't you drop the heart?
Do you know how much that's worth? It's gold, boy. That can buy me a whole slew of 57 Chevys.
Could you tell me how big this golden heart?
It's 3 feet tall, maybe 5 feet wide.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution's question is clearly irrelevant.
Quiet down, boy. Let me answer the questions without you interrupting every second.
Overruled. How much would you say the heart weighed?
I'd say it was at least as heavy as a sack of oats. 50 pounds, maybe 100. And it's pure 24 karat gold. Yes, sirree.
So you were glad the heart was big and heavy.
Objection, Your Honor. The prosecution is clearly leading the witness. Sustained. The prosecution will ask a different question.
Yes, Your Honor. Let me get this right. You were running for your life carrying a 50 and to 100-pound golden heart, and you didn't want to drop it because it could buy you a 57 Chevy. Is that correct?
Yes, you got a problem with that?
No further questions.
Does the defense have any more witnesses to call to the stand? No. Court will recess for 15 minutes to allow their attorneys to prepare their closing arguments.
Does that mean I can go to the bathroom now?
Court of 5th District Court, State of Columbia is called back to order. We are hearing the case of the State versus Jack Robinson. We will begin with the closing arguments of the prosecution.
Your Honor, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, as you know, Jack has been charged with intentional homicide in the 2nd degree. Jack cut down the beanstalk knowing Jack would fall and kill the ogre. We believe this was excessive and unreasonable force, and for that reason, Jack must be pronounced guilty. Consider, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, in the first place, Jack had been trespassing on the ogre's land. Jack had admitted he stole the valued possession from the ogre and his wife on 3 separate occasions. It is reasonable, ladies and gentlemen, that the ogre would want his heart back. It is reasonable that he would be following Jack. Of course, you would do the same thing if your most valuable possession was stolen, especially if I was calling you master. Now Jack has told us that he was running for his life from the ogre. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, Jack is not running for his life at all. If he had been running for his life, don't you think Jack would have most certainly dropped the 60-pound heart? Of course he would have. We can assume that all to do was lay down the harp on the line, and the ogre would not have left him alone and spared his life. Jack did not even attempt this solution. Why not, ladies and gentlemen? The reason is he did not want to give back the harp. Was he in danger of his life? Not at all. Why did Jack chop down the vine then? Why else? Not because the ogre was on his tail. In fact, the coroner had stated that the ogre fell from a distance of more than 5,000 feet. He was almost a mile away from Jack when Jack cut down the vine. Jack was not in danger of his life. He could not have run away. There were many places he could have hidden. In fact, Jack ruthlessly and cold-heartedly killed the ogre with the same contempt and disregard that he had when he stole from the ogre not once, not twice, but 3 times. Jack chopped down the vine and to prevent the ogre from getting back his heart. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, to convict Jack of murder in the 2nd degree. If you think Jack had any other alternate than killing the giant, you must pronounce Jack guilty. Thank you.
Jack has already admitted stealing from the ogre. This is not about stealing. The question at hand is, did Jack or did Jack not use unreasonable force? Let me review the facts of the case for you. Jack was a boy. He had no father. His mother called him a fool, a dolt, and idiot. He had been sent to bed without anything to eat. It was in this setting of physical deprivation and emotional and physical abuse that Jack made the decision to climb the vine to seek his betterment of this household. Was Jack greedy? Let's look at what Jack did with the bag of gold, the goose, and the harp. His first and only inclination was to share his good fortune with his mother. He did not hoard or hide any of it, but gave it all to his mother for the upkeep of his household. Now, I'd like you to look at Jack's point of view. Perhaps he shouldn't have stolen the harp. But here he was, 4 feet tall, escaping from an ogre 8 times his size. Think of that, ladies and gentlemen. The ogre would have had to duck down even in this great courthouse. The ogre was as great and as tall as the dinosaurs which roamed the face of the earth. And the ogre was not a normal human being. In fact, the ogre's eating habits included little boys just like Jack. Jack was aware of this, having heard the giant lusting for human blood. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. Now, I'd like you to imagine that you live in the house next door to Jack. Your little boy was playing outside. Would you have preferred Jack ran away and let the ogre climb down the vine to earth? Would you have preferred Jack hid in a barn or a gully somewhere? No, you would have thought Jack was a coward for doing that. And if you were in that position, you would have taken the axe to the vine yourself. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, Jack's fate is in your hands.
Close it up. Don't let anybody see it. Yep, you have to read it right from that paper.
All right. We, the jury, find the defendant Jack Robinson guilty of the crime of 2nd-degree intentional homicide.